Hello, everybody. It's me, the comic book frog. Yes, it's me. I'm back again.
For what? For what? For what? For what? For what? For what?
Yes, that's right. I am back for Superman. Probably the best thing you could ever watch on television right now. Other than, well, there's a few other shows we haven't talked about. But I'd say if you haven't checked out Stargirl, check out that too. But we're here to talk about the Superman and Lois show. Yes, the variety hour. That's what it feels like in this episode with a lot of different stories going on all at once. But I'd rather watch this show with the side adventures than watch that other show. Yes, that's all right. So we'll just jump right into it. This, if you're having guests who's coming to dinner, you haven't been watching this show. That's right. Natalie Irons is going to have dinner with Matteo, Mannhiem. Of course, neither one know that Natalie's father. Well, basically, Natalie doesn't know that Matteo's parents are Bruno Mannhiem, leader of Inner Gang, and that his mother is Bruno and Peia, basically a murderer, going around and kill people. And he asked Natalie, and of course, vice versa, with him not knowing him. He also doesn't know that Natalie's father is basically Steel, which they don't really call him Steel in this, which is it's kind of crazy. I don't think they might have done it once, but they might have said Steel Hero. They don't, yeah. And he doesn't have the Superman symbol on his chest, so I don't know. Maybe he will eventually. To this point, it doesn't really matter to me. I've always thought that was kind of dumb. Like, since Superman's back, there should be less people with his crest on his, on their, costumes. Maybe Kara, and that's about it. Anyway, but that's for another story. All right. So basically, Clark Kent and Lois Lane, Lois basically is going through her chemo. And she's really starting to feel it now. She's getting sick, more, she's losing her energy. She also feels disgusted because she doesn't want to basically reveal in her article that Chrissy's been working on that basically Pia is basically that basically Bruno Mannheim's basically secret wife. And where Clark says, like, well, no, we need to basically do this, because he is a villain. There's people that die because of this. So he goes to Metropolis, does some more digging in there, and comes up with a dead end. Meanwhile, Jordan is hanging out with Sarah more. No, they're kind of hanging out about it more. Lana's this episode is kind of upset because she got a notification that she was supposed to basically go see a concert with Kyle, but since they're no longer together, she has no one to go with. She invites her daughter, Sarah, but Sarah says, like, I don't even know who the band is. No offense, Mom, but I don't really want to go. Try to find somebody else. It'll always be a waste of a ticket. Really expensive. Turns out the band she wanted to go see is The Cure. And I gotta say, Sarah's a dumbass. I would go see it. Hell yeah. Anyway, so that's a little side story gone. We also learned that basically that Sam Lane has a date, but he with a mysterious blonde, but he chickens out, but yet there's hope because she leaves on a napkin, says next time be here on time. He runs into Lana. Them and Lana kind of bond together, give each other pep talks, about moving on. The date scene, quit holding back, Well, but also what's going on too with the boys, Jonathan gets he's promoted to basically the junior fire league now. Now instead of being the coffee boy, they're actually going to train him. And they get a call at a house fire, and he has to come along, and he's told to come on, but he's told to stay by the truck. But of course, Jordan, being Superboy now, flies in, rescues some people using his freeze breath, and brings the bodies out, and Jonathan confronts him, and Kyle sees Jonathan next to the bodies and basically yells at him, and basically Jonathan ends up losing his job. It gets out, because of Jordan. So he's pissed. He ends up going back home. You see Jordan's hanging out with Sarah, and they're jamming to The Cure and all this stuff, and Jonathan comes in, yells at him, and says, like, dude, you got me fired because you shoot with stunts. He's like, and Jordan's like, well, I got powers, basically rubs in his face. Dear God, I would rather have Jonathan have the powers and have Jordan, or give him both powers. But at this point, Jonathan needs to have powers. Having him be human is kind of getting annoying because he can only do so many stories with him being human and complaining about being jealous of his brother. It just becomes a repeat record. All right, so what else is going on? So General Lane, Sam Lane, brings files to the farmhouse, gives it to Lois, and these are the files that she's been waiting on for about a year now to see about Bruno Mannhiem and the murders. We get this hear Lex Luthor's voice for this time. For a first time, that's what on the tape recorder, giving his basically an interview back then, because it's revealed that Lois Lane and Clark Kent are the ones responsible for putting Lex Luthor in prison, and they find out that he's not the one that killed all these people, the 86ers and all that stuff. It's revealed that it's actually when Clark plays the tape again, he hears the same high pitch frequency he did with Bruno Peia whenever she kills people. So it's revealed that they always do evidence. They're going to set Lex Luthor free because of this, because it's the right thing to do, despite that they don't want to. They're sick to my stomachs. Well, after dropping basically Natalie off for the dinner at the restaurant, John went to go visit his daughter, or not daughter, but his sister that's on this earth, and they have a conversation, and then he talks about how Natalie's got her first boyfriend, and they're kind of like, and they're kind of joking forth, and she's like, I hope you're not like our dad, He's like, no, I'm trying not to be, overprotective dad, and he mentions the restaurant, and then his sister tells him, dude, it's run by Bruno Mannhiem, owns that restaurant. So of course, John Henry goes to the restaurant. They show basically up at this point, Natalie's been fine. She's been safe. They've been all having laughing each other and just bonding. Peia basically, she had a little mishap. She started her power started leaking out while she's at the restaurant. Also, previously early in the episode, she had coughed up blood. So she's still not healed from whatever her ailments. Or she's So anyway, so John walks in the restaurant. It just comes by himself. He's just not in his armor, whatever. Walks in there. Bruno Mannhiem stands up. All the people in the restaurant pull guns out on John Henry. He basically and Peia tells him, no, this is not the time. What are you doing? And basically he tells her, it basically says, like, take the kids outside. John Henry is getting his ass kicked, but only just before he can touch the little wrist device on his wrist. Calls his armor. His armor comes in, and basically Peia uses her scream, her banshee scream, or canary cry, whatever you want to call it. Because that's, at this point, it's just another black canary scream. He gets knocked back out. And John gets in his armor. They're inside the alleyway. Fights breaking out. Meanwhile, Natalie and Matteo are basically rushed to the alleyway. And Superman shows up because he hears John Henry in pain. And he gets in front of John Henry, and he's holding his ears as Peia is screaming harder and harder, and to the point where Clark notices that she's basically getting ready to collapse. And she does, and he tells, he's like, Bruno, she's dying. I need to get her to the hospital quick. With a slight nod, he lets Clark take her, or basically Superman take her. Of course, he doesn't take her to the hospital. He takes her to the DOD. So now she's locked up. John it like gets up. Matteo sees his father, sees and everything goes on. And John quickly in his armor, his battle damaged armor flies, picks up Natalie. They rush back to Smallville, and of course, because of this, he basically he tells Natalie, "You're no longer seeing Matteo anymore," and she basically, "Why?" And I'm thinking like, it's because his father is a cold-blooded killer. Regardless, though, he takes away her phone, and it leaves it like that. All I know is that Lex Luthor is going to be coming back soon, or at least making his appearance on this. For those who know who Lex Luthor is, it's the actor that played Abraham on The Walking Dead. The very end, last scene we see this is that, well, Bizarro, his eyes wake up in Bruno's secret underground lab under the hospital. And meanwhile, the Cure song's playing. Yes, Lex Luthor, like I said, dude, Lex Luthor, because of this, because he was falsely put in prison, he will be set free, because clear of all charges, because it's revealed that it was Peia is the one, that killed everybody, which we already knew, but Clark and Lois didn't know that all these years ago. So yeah, I gotta say, this is a much, much better episode. If you love Superman and you love the Lois Lane thing, and you like they only have 2 kids instead of having like all these different people living in the house in the current comic books, this is a fantastic episode, a fantastic season so far, and a fantastic show, man. And please, do not look over this show and be like, oh, it's on CW. It's horrible. I don't have time for that. This show is not made by CW. And if it is, it's made by somebody who can actually write. A writer makes a difference. Dear God, I hope this show continues to go on for at least 3 or 4 more seasons. I don't care. Just let it keep going. This has been a fantastic show. This is what I've been looking forward to. If I can't have Henry Cavill, I'll settle for Tyler Hoechlin on this show, because I'm getting the family dynamic, which also, if you're a fan of The Flash and you want something similar to the Superman and Lois, check out The Flash right now. Check out Josh Williamson run with Barry, Allen, and Iris. And then when Wally takes over as The Flash and Barry kind of steps aside, you get 5 years worth of comic books with The Flash being awesome and family dynamic and everything, having kids, being a father, being a hero. None of that Team Flash bullshit. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you for showing up for both of the streams tonight, Maranya. I see you're in the chat again. Here's hoping the Superman and Lois writers don't ever go on strike. If they do, let someone who actually knows how to write, right? Hire Jerry Ordway. Get one of the actual comic book writers that actually wrote some of the best Superman stories from the 90s. Yes, Jerry Ordway or Marv Wolfman, or you can even, hell, if you can find John Byrne, pay them. The guys are worth the money. Get Jan. Actually, you know what I'd hire as a writer, screenplay writer? Get Jan Jurgens or Jeremy Adams. These guys are awesome. But yes, if you want to contribute to this channel, we do have a Ko-Fi link. But before that, we ask you to like, if you haven't done so, and subscribe, and click the notification bell so you get notification of all of our awesome stuff. Also, you can check out me at Comic Book Frog. I'm on Instagram and on Twitter. You can follow me there. I'll post the links to when I'm going live. And there's a Ko-Fi.com/Papatine. It goes to basically paying for our StreamYard, which is every month occurrence, and also helps out paying for the Marvel and the DC apps, which you use for readings. All right. That's it for tonight for our reviews, our streams. Come back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central, to check out RDV and Zach as they come back and talk about the best comic books of the week. And, maybe a little hangout, you can have fun. And, So, and also, please leave a comment down below. Tell us what you thought of my review. Tell me if you watched this episode, tell me what was your favorite part? Or what was your worst part? Or least favorite part, I should say. All right, guys. Hope you had fun. I will see you on Friday for one of our readings, because we're reading Fantastic Four. Yes, Daddy Richards will be back, and he'll have lots of beer. Good night, guys.